can get some data from the government, just like some national road and some hydrology information, just like a river catchment, river band, and also you can get some very criteria area. So each layer we call layer because each layer they will have the same subject. And I would like to say each layer they will including different fracture classes. So what is a fracture classes? Just like a plane, line, and point. So each fracture they have a different attribute, and that is we will make the mapper together. 好，那这一段我稍微用中文讲一下。其实 GIS 就是帮大家把真实的世界用不同属性的图层把它合并在一起。这个图层里面包括点、线、面，就是 point、line 跟 plane。那透过这样子点、线、面的图征集，也就是它所谓的 fracture classing， 那我们就可以把这个地图把它 build up 起来。Okay, so for you today, the first important thing is to understand what is fracture classing. So just imagine you have the map, you have the big graphic. In this graphic, you must be simplified. What are you looking for? From point, line, and the plane. And each layer, you can have attributes. You can identify the name, the surface, the longer, and even file word. 所以今天大家带回去一个属于 ArcGIS 或者是属于地理资讯系统的一个概念，就是我们现在所有看到的图层都可以用点、线、面这三个 fracture 把它集合在一起，而每一个 fracture 你都可以命名它。For example, you can have the object, you have the shape, you can have a name, you can have a description. So that is point. And of course, if you have a line, we will call pointing line. If you is a plane, we will call it polygon. So each layer you can identify different name, and of course you can make some description from this feature class. Okay, so first one, if we want to make a few feature, we need a build up ArcGIS Pro project. So the difference in between ArcGIS and ArcGIS Pro, ArcGIS you will have a project. We will call it SD. Okay, but for the ArcGIS Pro, we will call it RFX. Okay, so you need to open the project. So what we are in the project, we will have so many different maps. We can have the toolbox. We need to have the database, and we need to have some folder. So for the GIS Pro, if you are already installed, you can go to the GIS Pro, and then you can have a new project. So for the new project, you will get all inside, and here you just give your name. So they will automatically define where is your ArcGIS Pro's area. But of course, you can change your place. You can change to a different place. So the default is document ArcGIS Pro and the ArcGIS projects. So you can make your project by yourself. So that is the first part. But after will give you whole of these classes. For example, you can just open, that is, they make the story map. So you know that is one of competition I would like to, all of you can join, but it's too late for this year. So Andrew, maybe we can try that next year, okay? Don't forget that. We need to make training first. 他是今年一定要参加他们一个什么 training 的课程，是不是？为什么我们没有知道？
他是说什么在报名之前嘛，然后有一个什么训练营之类的，然后参加。
对 however, so after we will give you the example, and for the each example you can open that, and you will find a different fracture. For example, this one is the map from north part of Taipei. So if you remember, that is Taipei Basin's area. Here is Taipei is a Datun volcanoes area. That is the Danshui River, Xindian River, and Dilong River. However, so that is the part, the way. How can you open a project, and how can you choose your fracture classes? Okay. So why we need training everyone to use ArcGIS Pro, of course, not only for the remote sensing, but also we would like to introduce what is GIS and try to understand how can we use the best on the GIS data. We can know the performance about this software, and of course you must be how to use. And I think the most important, I always told my students when they study GIS, I always told them you must be learned by yourself. If you only learn the teacher teach you, and you are only know very, very few things. Because I learned the GIS by myself, I still remember in that time I really need in that time 25 years ago, the network is not very well, and you cannot find whole data from on site. So that is quite difficult. But I'm always print out the user guide or tutorial for the whole software, because I just take a look by myself. So I think that if you really, really want to learn more deeper about the GIS, I will really recommend you need to learn by yourself. That's very important. Okay, so that's it. I think that is the first part I would like to introduce for you today. And just very quickly, briefly to know where is the data. I don't know how to share the data with you. Maybe we can ask Andrew how can we do, because for the training classes, that is for ArcGIS Pro. So actually they have some training some example for training. For example, the first one, I don't know what it is for the first one. But however, we will follow this. We will follow this training course to what's the check? We will give you some okay. So next week we will give you some examples. So please just install your ArcGIS Pro and ArcGIS And also, please just copy the data to your laptop, because some of the data will from this. Will from this, for example, from the second page, second chapter, we will introduce how can you add the data from ArcGIS Pro. So we will give you the list of the data, so we can do that one by one, okay? Can we do that next week? So please just make sure ArcGIS Pro is okay. And for the first class, I will introduce ArcGIS Pro, but for the second class, and you just finish your work by ArcGIS. 所以就变成第一堂课的时候，因为这是全英文上课，所以老师还是要用英文上一下 ArcGIS Pro， 因为这个是要录影的。那录影的话，基本上我们尽量用的是我们有 license 的软体。那第二堂课不录影的时候，就是用我们的 ArcGIS 上一下，就是用我们之前的那个 GIS 做的东西，这样可以吗？好，那安菊，你待会先把这个抠好，然后抠给其他的学生，这样子，好不好？那我先讲一下这里面有什么东西，就是这里面你们要抠的就是奖励。然后练习，包括我们的投影片，如果你们想抽也可以，但是不要忘了，这个是互动国际，因为我们有跟他买 license， 他才给我的，所以你们千万不要自己传到云端上去跟别人 share 这个东西哦，可以吗 ？OK， so any question？ 那还有一点点时间，我们是不是先请学长姐们来把你们的电脑的问题解决一下，好不好？可以吗？下个礼拜尽量可以的话来上课，每个人都带个电脑来上一下，不然我怕你们这样太无聊。这样2个小时的课，不知道如果没有操作的话，不太知道要做些什么，可以吗？那安全应该可以不用录了，没关系。OK。